What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Coach Rob, back by Popular Demand. Today I'll be bringing you my top 10 2019 summer list. Let's jump right into it. So to jump right into the video, here goes my 2019 summer top 10. These are the fragrances that I've been grabbing for this summer. It's kind of late in the summer, but this is the stuff that I've actually been wearing. These are my go-tos for the summer. This is stuff in my collection on the designer side that I find myself reaching for the most. And to start it off, this is probably one of the most underrated fragrances on this list. And this is Vince Camuto's ETERNO. A lot of people don't talk about this one. Highly underrated. What you get from here, pretty much like the bottle suggests. I think all the fragrances, every fragrance that I like from this house that I've smelled, they all share a leather note. And in the beginning, when I first got into this journey of collecting fragrances, I really didn't like leather fragrances. I couldn't find ones that I really enjoyed. But this house has pretty much some good ones. And in this one, it gets to what it smells like. This is a fresh, clean, somewhat spicy, subtle leather in the background. Great fragrance, lasts all day, what you really don't get out of fresh cheese. Now coming in at number 9, a fragrance I talked about a couple years back. It's a fragrance I discovered in Bloomingdale's when I was just shopping looking for some stuff, and that's BLEU NOIR by NARCISO Rodriguez. Love this bottle. This is a great, clean, sexy vetiver fragrance. It's reminiscent of Terre de Hermes fragrance, but to me this is a much sexier, a little more powdery vetiver, still clean. Slept on fragrance. I don't see a lot of people in the community talking about this one, and it's like 30 bucks right now. You can also get this one online for pretty cheap, so check out this one, BLEU NOIR. Now coming in at number 8, Tom Ford Gray Vetiver. For some reason, it took a while for me to get this in my collection. I've always smelled it. It was pretty simple to me, so it was a clean, soapy vetiver fragrance. But as I tested it out, it's a little bit more complex. You get a nice, fresh, spicy vibe. It lasts all day, extreme freshness. Great for the office, great for hot weather. Tom Ford Gray Vetiver. Oldie but goodie, Chic for Man by Carolina Herrera. Great fragrance, fresh, clean, aquatic, subtle spiciness to it. Got a great fruity watermelon vibe. Good projection, great longevity. I really love this one. You're gonna get a ton of compliments with this. I like to wear this during the office. Hot, extreme hot days. This just radiates on your skin, projects like a beast. One of my favorite fragrances in my collection actually. And this is right now, you probably get this maybe 40 bucks, probably even cheaper if you search. So check this out. Check this one out. Chic for Men, great fragrance for the summer. Coming in at number 6, 24 Ice Gold. Great fragrance. This reminds me of Dior cologne. So if you're familiar with Dior cologne, that icy, back in the day of the review, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I talked about Dior cologne, and I said it smelled like an Italian icy. It has that cold effect lemon, and that's kind of what this has with a little bit more body. It's fresh, clean, great longevity, great projection, but this is the Italian icy with a little bit of floral. So this is floral and a nice citrus floral, but it has like a cooling effect to it that just does wonder in the summer. So look into this. You'll probably get this for about 60 bucks. Another great longevity fragrance for the summer. Check it out. Now coming in at number 5, Chanel Pour Monsieur. This is a great fragrance. I think the original fragrance was made in 1955, and this was a reformulation 2016, I believe. Great fragrance. This is pretty much citrus and lavender. This is a gentleman's scent. This is for your older crowd. I would say 35 and up really can rock this one and do well with it. But for me, when I just want to dress up, if I'm upscale anywhere in the summertime, I'm rocking Pour Monsieur. You're going to get a ton of compliments with this from older. This is a cougar compliment. The young women may not like this too much, or they might if they're sophisticated. I don't know, but I find that older women, this really appeals to them, and I get compliments from the older crowd with this one. But I still love it. It's gentleman fragrance in a bottle. Check this one out. So coming in at number 4, this is a fragrance I seen Mark Robes 08 talking about on one of his videos, and I went and picked it up because it was so cheap. This is Aqua Allegra. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but anyway, this is pretty much grapefruit, natural grapefruit in a bottle, man. I love this one. It's real light. It doesn't last too long though, but I think this is, what size is this? It's probably a 100 ml bottle, and I only paid like $20, $30 for it. I can't even remember, but for what you get with this one, how natural it smells, Doesn't last too long, but it smells pretty good in the beginning. It smells pretty good in the mid. It's basically the citrus and bergamot, but in the dry down, you get a sweetness that develops. Kind of smell like vanilla. I'm not for sure if vanilla is even in this because it's a heavy citrus fragrance. But this one smells good. Definitely a unisex fragrance. Check this one out if you haven't already, by GUERLAIN. Coming in at number 3, this fragrance was talked about a while. It's pretty hyped up, and that's HAWAS. Invictus clone, but to me this smells so much better, and this is probably on my list. This is definitely the most complimented one. I get a ton of compliments every time I wear this. It has beastie projection, beastie longevity. It's aquatic, fruity, freshy that just performs and performs and performs, and people around you notice it. The women around you love it. Compliment getter. So I had to put this on the list and rock it in the summer. I pretty much rock it all year in my weather because it's always warm out here, but in the summer when I'm doing more activities, more events, I always grab this one. It's a dumb grab for me. HAWAS, number 3. Coming in at number 2, I think this probably made number 1 on one of my lists. I can't remember, but PRADA Alone, great fragrance. A lot of you guys know about this in the community. This is Iris. I love Iris. I love lavender, citrus, aquatic fragrances, and this is Iris done well. This is pretty much one of my favorite Iris fragrances out in the game right now. And this is just, it's powdery, great Iris with a dash of leather, perfect scent, compliment getter, great scent, banger for the summer. When it heats up and your skin is warming up and you put this, you don't have to go a lot of sprays. I can go 2-3 sprays max and I'm good all day long with this, because once that sun beams on my skin, this is projecting like a beast. Great for the summer. Check it out if you haven't already. PRADA Alone. Coming in at number 1, I talked about this probably 2-3 years ago when I first ran into this in Canada, and that's CARVEN LEU Intense. Great fragrance made by Francis Kurjan, so you're familiar with his house and his citrus and floral fragrance. It's pretty much everything you want in a summer fragrance, all in one, man. You get the minty, iris, it's floral, citrus, just done well. It's like it's a designer fragrance for a designer house, but this is niche quality. It's just luxurious, man. I love the way this smells. Definitely upscale. This and Port Monsieur is my upscale summer event go-tos. So if you haven't smelled this one, do yourself a favor, man, and put your nose on it. Absolutely great. Great. And it was hard to find when I got it a couple years ago. I don't know if it's hard to find now, so you probably find good deals on this. But that's my 2019 list. Check these out. To me, these are all bangers, man. Everything on this list I think would do well for most of you. Nothing weird or, you know what I mean, out of the ordinary. All great stuff that works well in the summer. And works well for me. I'm sure it works well for you. But depending on what the ladies say, determines what I spray. Peace.